What's going on, everyone? So, Marcus Smart is officially a Laker, and I'm excited. Talked about it when they made the announcement that he intended to sign. Look, I've watched Marcus Smart since Oklahoma State, been a big fan of him. He's the guy I originally wanted the Lakers to draft, and then Boston swooped in right before us and took him. We ended up with Julius Randle, but I've always liked Marcus Smart, that toughness, that physicality, that guy that, you want behind you in a bar brawl or something. You don't want to see him on the other end. And this is what the Lakers need. That toughness, that point of attack, that physicality. Obviously, the big concern is just the injury history, right? The last 2 seasons hasn't played a bunch, right? Some of that was just circumstance, right? He had like that illness, ended up having that fluke injury with his hand. Right? I think it was his finger. But point is that, was that an outlier? Right? You see guys all the time have a year or two and then kind of get back to being, a 70 game a year season type of guy. So if he can kind of get back to that and he can give you that type of production, if he can come in and buy into a role, then I think this is huge, right? I don't think him by himself solves and fixes all the Lakers' issues. I still think the Lakers need a more two-way wing, particularly in that starting unit. I think there's a genuine argument to start Marcus Smart. I've seen talk about hey, you should sit Rui and bench Rui and let Marcus Smart start in place of Rui. I don't like that. Right? Marcus Smart is capable of doing it. He's got that 6'9" wingspan. He's strong, physical, can defend. He can defend most wings on most nights, but his best attribute is that size, that length, that physicality, defending these guards, defending the point or the 2 guard, right? Him on an Anthony Edwards type thing is going to have more impact than Jaden McDaniels, right? Because he can use that wingspan to disrupt, stay in front of, kind of be physical with it. I don't hate it if that's the route that they go, but honestly, I think Austin Reeves should go to the bench, be the 6th man. Right? Then he kind of gets maximized on the bench. He skyrockets the bench production. And then honestly, if it was me, and this is just me, I would go Luka Doncic, Marcus Smart, Jared Vanderbilt, LeBron James, and DeAndre Ayton. I think in that starting unit, you're going to have more than enough offense between LeBron, DeAndre Ayton, and Luka Doncic. Also, you got to remember, Luka loves to take, more often than not, half of his field goal attempts in the first quarter. He likes to use the first quarter to kind of set and establish himself for the rest of the game. So he's usually a little more aggressive early in the first, to where you don't need Reeves as much to start the game, right? But having Reeves and Rui off the bench, I think would add just so much more value overall to better structure and balance this team, right? Where Jared Vanderbilt, obviously there's the issues and concerns shooting the 3 ball. Same thing with Marcus Smart. He has had a year where he did shoot the 3 ball well, but there are questions career-wise of those two, but I don't think you need it as bad, at least to start the game. You don't have to close with the same guys you start with, and you don't have to play those guys 40 minutes a night. You don't have to play Jared Vanderbilt 30 minutes a night, right? You could go Jared Vanderbilt first 5 minutes or so with Marcus Smart, have that balance, let Luka go be Luka, and then, hey, if you need more offense, then you make the adjustments accordingly. Then you do the things accordingly based on what you need. So that's kind of what I would do personally based on how the roster currently is. I think if we're being honest, it's going to be Luka, Austin Reeves, Rui, LeBron, and DeAndre Ayton. But just kind of a thought in that regard. I also love, and then I'll get more into the Marcus Smart breakdown, but he even did his press conference and stuff like that, and we talked about him and Luka, and how Luka called him. Luka reached out twice, he said. He said Luka reached out once, and he kind of played it off like, okay, yeah, whatever. And then he reached out again, and it was like, oh, no, this is real. And he said, Luka said, that he needs me. And I made a whole video about it over on AS, the Lakers show, but I want to talk about it briefly here. That is huge for now and the future, right? When your superstar is making that call, and your franchise guy is making that call, not only does that look good for him signing an extension, I don't think he's going to recruit for the team that he's planning on leaving, right? But that's good that he's willing to reach out. Because again, it's one thing when an agent reaches out, or a GM reaches out to the agent. It's like, here we go again, and you're getting the same sales pitch over and over and over again. It's another thing when that superstar picks up the phone and that superstar says, "No, I need you, not the team." No, I need you. It's like you go to work. Your boss tells you something, hey, can you take out the trash? It's like, oh, sorry, I'm busy over here, or I got the, or like it's another thing when your coworker's like, dude, I really, come on, I really could use your help, man. Like you're like, all right, right, because you get it, right, and you have that sense of like I need, like needing, like I need you type thing, right? Like we all want to be wanted, we all want to be needed, right? Marcus Smart had other options, other opportunities, but when you get that phone call from Luka, you don't say no, and that's good for not only like role players, right, but it's also good for potential stars. Like if Giannis is contemplating between the Lakers and another team and Luka picks up that phone, guess what? That's going to incentivize him a lot more to go to the Lakers than another team. Just something that I wanted to mention. But again, Marcus Smart, I do think raises the ceiling for this team. How much does it raise? That is yet to be seen. Because one, how healthy is he this season? How well does he shoot the three ball? How is his conditioning, which is something that he's working on heavily this offseason? Also, what's his role in opportunity? Right, if he's playing 15 minutes a night, he's not going to impact the game as much as if he was playing 30 a night, right? And, what is his production in that time that he plays? So, I do think there is the potential that he solves a lot of the Lakers' issues, but there's also the potential he just solves kind of some of the Lakers' issues. Again, I'd still ideally prefer an upgrade at the three, but to pretend like this wasn't a huge signing for the Lakers, given what the Lakers need, it's silly. Right? I understand, like people also forget like the defense. Memphis is the big thing that they talk about. They were one of the best teams in basketball when Marcus Smart was on the court. Like they were a +6 differential when he was on the basketball court. They just didn't get to play the games because he got hurt and like I said, had that illness and stuff like that. Right? He is still the defensive player. Right? Like he still is that monster defensive. He still had a 113.5 defensive rating. Right? Through both teams on a bad offensive team or a bad defensive team. Right? In Washington, right? So again, like imagine what he is if the Lakers do kind of are okay defensively. He's a guy that can be a difference maker, that can make an impact, right? Like why did OKC go get Alex Caruso? Because he's a difference maker. He's going to do the dirty work. He's going to make the hustle plays. We didn't replace Dorian Finney-Smith with Jake LaRavia and DeAndre Ayton. We replaced Dorian Finney-Smith with Marcus Smart. Yes, Dorian Finney-Smith is bigger, but Marcus Smart is going to give you a lot of the same things, right? He's going to make the winning plays. He's going to make the impact, right? He's a guy that's going to be physical, that's going to be able to defend multiple positions, hold his own even against bigger guys, right? He's like Dorian Finney-Smith, the things that he didn't show up on the box score, right? There's a reason he was our best plus minus every night. Even games where he was giving you goose egg scoring because it was everything else that he did for this team. Marcus Smart is going to be a lot in that same fold. He's a guy that's going to impact this team in ways like he could give you 20 points and it's not the points that won you the game. It's the impact, it's the defense, it's the rebounding, it's the creating advantage opportunities, diving for loose balls, throwing the ball off opposing players' legs, right? Creating opportunity. Like those are the little things that is the difference. We needed a scrapper. He's that guy. He's that guy that can come in, be the anchor of our defense, solidify that defense. But obviously, again, you need more, right? Does Marcus Smart make us the best team in basketball? No, but it makes us better. Like the Lakers have had a very good offseason. And Marcus Smart is the better fit and option over a Bradley Beal. Now, people are going to be like, Tyler, but you really wanted Bradley Beal. Yes, because if you can get Bradley Beal for, $5 million, you do it. But what did I also say in those conversations about Bradley Beal? I said if you can get a DeAnthony Melton or if you can get a Marcus Smart or something, I would still do that. Right? Just because if you get a Bradley Beal doesn't mean you shouldn't go get that defensive guard as well. Because you could have Marcus Smart at the 2, or Marcus Smart at the 1, Bradley Beal at the 2, right? And you can kind of go that route if you need to. So the thought process isn't like, oh, Bradley Beal over another guy. It was like he's just so cheap, it's worth the risk. But Marcus Smart by himself he's just a better fit. Like if you who do you need more? Bradley Beal or Marcus Smart, it's Marcus Smart. So this is a huge impact for the Lakers. And a guy that, again, I really do think can start to right the ship a little bit for this Lakers team, right? A step in the right direction. And it also kind of gives you some time, right? Again, I would like another guy or two like that, but it's a step in the right direction. And it just depends on how good is he shooting the basketball this year, right? He's 31. He'll be 32 in the middle of next season. The thing that I think is funny is I see so many comments from people that are like, he's old or he's this or he's that. Again, do you want to win now or not? It's that simple, right? I see so many people that they want a 27-year-old. Everybody wants that 27-year-old. And look, the Lakers absolutely need athleticism. They need speed. They need all that stuff. It's not pretending like Marcus Smart doesn't have some of that, right? Like, and we got a lot of that. You got a lot of athletes at the center position and perimeter wings and Dude Theoro, and the Lakers are still working on things. Right. So again, like, yes, Lakers need speed and athleticism and point of attack and all that stuff. Marcus Smart is some of that. But we can't be like, okay, we want to win now, but because a guy's 32 or going to be 32, we're not going to take him when he's the best player available. Right? Like, it just, again, you can't have it both ways. Like, you either want to win or you don't, or you want to draw it out long term and hope that you get a guy that develops. Marcus Smart has the experience. He's been there. He's been in the NBA Finals. He's been on conference finals runs, right? He's a guy that has won games, by his impact. He's the kind of guy you want, right? You look at last year, again, 6'3", 6'9" wingspan. So he's got the size, the length, the versatility. But it's just the offensive production, right? You look at the three-point shooting, right? With Washington, he was 39.2% on 3.4 attempts. If he can be that for the Lakers, watch out. Seriously, like, that would be ridiculous. He was still, though, from three-point range overall in the season, 35%, because he was 32.2% with Memphis on 4.7 attempts. So if he can be that, he has had a season with Boston where he was 36.4% on 4.3 attempts, right? I'm not expecting him to be nearly 40%, but if he can be, even 36, 37%, which is like, 36 is around league average. If he can be, 37%, slightly above, then his impact overall is fantastic. But even last year, he averaged, 9 points, 2 rebounds, 2.5 assists, a steal, and half a block per game. He's exactly what this team needs. But let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. If you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.